We are now going to be covering eyebrow hair. Eyebrows are an area neglected or abused, depending on who's taking care of your eyebrows. In beauty, eyebrows are very important. We've already done eyebrows, talking about our first beauty image. But I want to break it down again because it's very important. And seeing it done on many images is a way to continue learning through sight as well as practice. Now with eyebrow hair, we just finished covering forehead hair, and the principles are going to be the same, except learning where to stop and start and all of that good stuff. First step, again, is a blank layer. Again, working on our image by Jennifer McIntyre. We're just quickly healing these little strands that get left over. Sometimes what happens is, women will pluck their hair, or men as well, and they tend to not pluck everything that is around the eyebrow itself, and that needs to be cleaned up, especially in a beauty image. It needs to be taken care of. I'm going to put that noise layer back on top, just as I mentioned many times, as a catch-all for not overdoing anything. Since we covered this area, woohoo, it's already done, thank God. Okay, not going back there again. We're just going to be cleaning up around the eyebrow now. So again, just using my healing brush right now. Taking care of the eyebrow. I don't know why I'm doing this again, but I can't help myself. Okay, let's go back. Rotating and making you dizzy. Let's clean up. Let's do it properly. Okay, so this is where we start to get a little dance going here. We're gonna start by just tackling away the smaller fine hairs. And truth be told, I'm not 100% sure whether or not this is gonna work, but I'm gonna keep on healing till the fine hairs are gone. Okay? The one thing that you'll notice is when I healed away those fine hairs, we still have some over here. These are okay to keep. The things that are not okay to keep are any ones that are really isolated. We are going to fill this in because it's part of her eyebrow as well. The thing that I don't want is there's an excess of texture here right now, and I want to lessen that a little bit. So I'm going to keep my flow low. I'm going to sample right below it and just gently brush over that textural area till it blends in with the appropriate amount of the surrounding areas. So you can see it's nice and even. There's some luminosity issues, but again, we're going to dodge and burn that later. We don't have to worry about that now. Let's go on to under the eyebrow here. Now I'm going to switch to my clone brush real quick. 20% flow. Healing brush again real quick. If you start to get any weird patterning with the healing brush after you've cloned, just set a new layer and work there and continue working on that one. Because it does happen from time to time, where if you do that after you clone, it's going to give you something really strange, depending on the version of Photoshop you have and just how it overlaps with each other. I don't know, it's a coding thing, don't ask me. But that's the only way that you can fix it. Oh boy. Alright, so gonna continue on and get rid of these little dots. Also, at the base, I'm gonna take care of that. Be honest with you, like as a guy, it wasn't something that I was used to even looking at. I used to do beauty images and hand them back. I didn't touch the eyebrows, but they were like, you didn't do the eyebrows. I was like, what do I do to them? And I was never sure what to do until I was pointed out what to actually fix. So that was really nice. There we go. So here is our healing and cloning brush. Let's merge that down, Command E. My healing and cloning brush right there. You see the way that we've cleaned it up? We've given this nice shape. Let me draw that shape for you, because I care that you can see this. I need you to see this. So it's this shape that we're after. right? So when I turn that on and off, you see that shape is what we're going for, okay? If you're never sure, just ask. I mean, just ask like your makeup artist, just ask like, you know, what would you think is a good shape? Is this a good shape? And show them, they'll tell you. They'll be like, ah, no. And you can redo it again. Next, we're gonna do some patching. We're gonna fill in this area here. We want that continuity, right? We want that level of fill, just a tiny bit. Even here, like that. And we can liquefy that up later. Let's actually not do that right now. We'll liquefy this in a bit. I'm gonna just fill it temporarily. Like so. And this side, you can't really fill it in, but let's try. Just a touch. Oh, actually you can, what do you know? Huh. All right, there you go. We filled in just a touch. Now, I'm gonna do it again, except on a blank layer. And this time, when I fill it in, I'm gonna Command T or Control T. I'm gonna start rotating it like this. Just a rotation like that. And then, when I use a mask and brush that in with a low flow, and now I can unlink that mask, click on the layer, because I don't want the mask to rotate. I'll just rotate that in. And then there, you filled it in a different amount. In case that's not perfect for you, Command T, right click, and we can do warp. And we can warp a particular angle like so. So we're really tweaking the angle which we want, and then open that up this way, if we so choose to. Like so. And then what that does is it really helps the curvature. And we'll tone down the opacity here, like so. And then finally, if we wanted to, we can, guess what? We can draw hairs. Our fun hairs are back. Click on our brush tool so it pops up. If you don't see a menu option here, mesh, you must make sure that the brush tool is active. Then we'll go to fade again. But this time we'll do a really small one, like we'll do 50, because they're little hairs. Our little friends are gonna join us. Happy little hairs. We're gonna talk like Bob Ross the rest of the show. Gonna paint in some happy little hairs. Alright, that's too little. Those, they need to grow up a little bit there. 100. Happy little friends. There we go. There we go. I'm really happy about that. Let's even draw in some little friends on this side. Can fill in some more friends. And on the ends, if you ever see someone who has really not good ends, you can add some additional over here as well. And just like that, let's do a flow of 50%. Whoa, that's way too big. No, that's too big too. A little bit. Let's do a flow of 40 again. There we go. Small hairs, 3 pixels. We're just filling things in here. Just like that. So when I turn that on and off, you see it fills it in like a boss. And that looks really good, I think. And next, we're going to liquefy it as well. So that's, but let's take a step back for a second, turn off the noise. We're going to use a merge visible command right here. And on this one, we're going to go to filter, liquefy. Here, we're going to shape the eyebrow. Like so. And now here's a before and here's an after. So we have a hair eyebrow, not hair eyebrow. What else can eyebrow be? We have an eyebrow that was, like that. Then we have one that's closer to this. And this, in this example, we didn't really use dodge and burn so much, but we use clone and all the techniques like that. So you are at liberty to redo and undo things. We started out with some cleanup. We then went to filling it in. We then added a clone patch here. We added another clone. Oh, actually, no, this one was our drawing our flyaways. And then finally, we liquefied a little bit. This is the noise layer. And there we go. That is how we cleaned up that eyebrow. The thing that I do want to mention is that whenever you're doing steps, always do it in the same workflow that we did our first beauty image. So start with our healing and cloning overall. Do it all over the skin, the hair, all that stuff that you're trying to normally heal and clone away. And then dodge and burn collectively. You don't have to do it in stages where you do the eyebrow first, do the whole process, then do the rest of the skin. Do it all together. But this is an example, like I mentioned, that would be very time consuming normally, which is why I used it for sectioned examples such as this and everything we're going after. So hopefully that gave you an insight on how to clean up eyebrows, some things to look for, some things not to, and ultimately it comes down to your discretion and how much you're able to take it and where you want to take it.